April 28, 2025. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on the 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like today. There was no real economic data that came out. I don't think President Trump really made any announcements, or any of his team made any announcements to really cause the market to move or oscillate. Volume and volatility weren't very high today. A little quiet day. Also, I only took a total of 2 trades and they were both successful. Other than that, I didn't see too many setups. There's probably one other setup right around here I thought was probably worth taking, but I was unfortunately not able to jump on it. I'm going to go into the charts right now. The pre-market, you can already see the volume isn't that high. It looked like it had a small gap down from the Friday close, bounced, kind of just chopped sideways, and then pushed up into the open. Excuse me. And then on the open, it kind of rallied and it sold off in this green down channel. So at this point, I'm thinking the EMA is going to hold. Breaks below the EMA, creates a first entry long, pullback, second entry long. This is not a good signal bar to go long on. So there's no trade here, but I did see this as a new low. First entry short, pullback, second entry short. Also, this is a break of this green down channel. Tested the low, so the down channel might have played out. I did have this yellow up channel established because it already had 1, 2, 3 confirmations. 1, 2, pretty much 3 confirmations here. So it's a channel I pretty much trust. But then this failed second entry short, I thought it was a possible trade. I just didn't really like it because it's a bad signal bar. But there's a few other things going for it, though. It bounced off this yellow up channel support, which is confirmed. It's a clean, so it's a break of this, clean 2 attempts down. First attempt, second attempt, and then it looks like it's starting to reverse. And it bounced right off the EMA or closed above the EMA. So, it's a possible trade, but I just wished it had a better signal bar. Then I probably felt a little more confident taking it. Pushes up, doesn't reach the other side, breaks on this green down channel. As it has a break within its own little leg break, and then oscillates sideways, and it creates this second leg all the way down. It's a new low. It's a new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. I also saw it as a new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. Now, with second entry long, this signal bar is actually an inside bar. So what was going through my head at the time was there's these 2 big legs down, move down. It's a break of this range, push up. And it looked like it was 1 leg down, pull back, a second leg down. So it looks something, not really a measured move, but it looked like it was 1 leg followed by a second leg. Very small and tight. And what happened is it pushed above the EMA. EMA itself isn't super reliable yet, but I did see it as enough room for a quick scalp. So when this bar closed, I got my order ready. It first opened, flushed down a little bit, came back up, and as it broke above this guy, I dropped my order. I think I got filled, not immediately, but it pretty close to after my entry, but it wasn't as quick as usual. And it flushed up, took me to my profit target, and then ended up pushing down a little bit and closing. So it's a little riskier because this is an inside bar, but the context wise, I kind of like what was going on. This yellow up channel has 2 legs down or 1 big leg. It did pass more than 50%, so it's iffy whether it's going to touch the high side of this again, but it pushed up, looked like it was 2 attempts up. I honestly thought there was a potential that, this could push back down, but I thought there was enough momentum to get a quick 1-point scalp. Also, this red trading range didn't exist yet, so I wasn't too concerned about a potential resistance here. I was concerned about a resistance right here. So I took the risk and it paid off. Prices move up, looks like it's 2 legs. So 1 leg up, 2 legs down, another leg up. Break, test the high, and it flushes down. No really clean second entries here. Comes to this new low, it's a first entry short, pull back. Technically, this is where your second entry short is, but this isn't a very good signal bar. And by the time the trigger bar closes, it's a nice trigger bar, except if it closed at the low, I would have liked it a lot more, but then I would be worried about potential bounce off the EMA. But again, I would probably be discounting the strength of the EMA since it's a little bit sideways. So not sure what I'm seeing. I left it alone, but I then did see a lower high here. The problem with this lower high is it's nice that it closed here, but I didn't like, so if it closed green, I need a few more conditions to trust it. I needed to ideally close red, but I also needed to break below this guy on this bar. It didn't do that, and it eventually did it on this bar. By that time, I was too late for the trade. So I ended up skipping a potential trade here. The prices continue moving. It breaks out of this trading range, breakout, breakout pullback, and then it flushes down. No clean second entries. Really only have first entries. Technically you have a first entry long here. Technically you have a second entry long, but that's just a second entry long technical count. Context isn't very good to go long on. Pushes all the way down, you have a new low. First entry short, pullback. Technically you have your second entry short here. Context is also not good because it broke above the EMA. It is a bearish signal bar, but it's also closed above the EMA. So harder to trust. In order to trust this setup, being a second entry short, plus the follow through, the trigger bar, isn't very good after the signal bar, so definitely it wouldn't be a trade here. But let's say if it did work out, what I'd be looking for is another leg here, and then a second one, another bar here, and then the second one slightly higher, and then bearish, so it'd be a lower high confirmation. But it never sets up like that, so that's kind of what I was looking for. It never showed up, so no trade. Prices continue moving down. Looks like it was falling. I was trying a number of different channels to try to contain this all. Eventually ended up with this red one, but this red one, by the time I found it, which kind of confirmed down here and here, by the time it gets to here, there wasn't really anything I could have done to try to trade this. And then it didn't stay strong as a resistance for much longer. Then it kind of started to move up. You could say there's a new high, first entry long pullback, second entry long. Second entry long in real time looks like it just creates a double bottom, not even a triple test. So there's not enough trust in this potential support to take a trade to move back up to confirm or touch this red down channel. So it's certainly left it alone. Looking for a higher low now above the EMA. You get a higher low here, but it's below the EMA, so I had to skip that one. Break this green up channel, test the high, so I'm thinking the uptrend might have played out. I draw this as a trading range, so I'm thinking this is a developing range. This could be a reliable resistance, and this could be a reliable support. Pushes up, kind of helps confirm that this is a potential resistance. Pushes out, fail breakout. I'm expecting the fail breakout, or this breakout to fail. So it's a new low, first entry short, second entry short, and it kind of keeps moving up. I also saw this one leg up, pull back, second leg up. So I need to see a lower high inside this range, ideally below the EMA, even though the EMA isn't super reliable yet. Just any extra little thing to help the cause would definitely be welcome. Looking for a higher, lower high, and you don't get it. It kind of pushes back down. So I'm thinking a symmetrical breakout of this. It doesn't. It starts bouncing back up. Just getting choppy. It also saw one leg down, pull back, potential second leg. First entry long, pull back. Technically, you have a second entry long, potential fail breakout, or a breakout that's going to fail and maybe move back in, but this isn't a very good signal bar, so can't trust it. Continues moving. So as you can see, I labeled it as a fail breakout here. Wishes I saw as a new low, first entry short, pullback. I saw this as a potential breakout pullback of this range. So it's a fail breakout pulling back, coming back outside the trading range. That's also a new low, first entry short, about to confirm a second entry short. I thought this is a possible trade actually, because it's a decent signal bar. Break of this orange has already tested the high. It's hitting this pretty close to a triple test, or not triple test, a triple touch confirmation, one touch, pretty much two touches, a third touch. So I thought this was a possible trade. Yes, this is a potential resistance or support zone for a bounce, but I like the context of this moving down a lot more than possibly moving up. So instead of a failed breakout move back into range, I saw it as a breakout pullback. So I think there's a possible trade here, but unfortunately I kind of found this trade after this many candles printed because I was up off away from my desk doing something. And so it would have worked out pretty well. Prices move back up. It's a new low, and it creates a higher low. This is actually where I take my second trade. Now, I saw this as a push down on this very shallow yellow down channel. Now, it's a strong push above the EMA on this candle, and it's a bounce off the EMA on this candle. It's a decent signal bar close. I was watching and waiting. This one opened up here. I felt there was enough momentum how I was reacting for a quick push back up for at least a 1 point scalp. So as you can see here, I entered right here, right at the highs of this guy, pushes up, get the quick 1 point scalp, and then moves up 2 points also would have worked, but I left it alone for just 1 point. Actually, I could see if I actually the entry is 55. Let's see, this high is, oh, I actually entered one tick above this guy, 5.55, and this candle is actually high of 5.25. So I actually got one tick above. But then prices continue moving up on this green up channel, breaks out, consolidates, just really choppy, new high, first entry long, pullback. Technically, you have a second entry long here, but I saw it as more one leg pullback, second leg. If there's a nice signal bar green, ideally touching the EMA and staying within the range, but not too close to the high, I think there would have been a trade. But the next candle already closes at the high, so now it's sit on my hands, pushes up and through. You have a new high. It's a first entry long, second entry long, maybe a trade, but this is your signal bar, so I wasn't prepared or thinking of going long just yet. You have a higher low, but it's too far from the EMA. Kind of gets really small, tight candles. Pushes up. You really don't have any additional setups. It hits the sideways consolidation, and I'm not too enthusiastic because this is really pretty much a 5 point range. A little bit less than 5 points. I think a 3 or 4 point range. Pushes up. And again, I'm just kind of not thinking of taking any additional trades because it's past. There's only 30 minutes left in the day. I was already profitable on 2 trades. I didn't want to risk giving any of that back, especially looking back and seeing how many setups there actually was, and taking consideration how low the volume volatility was. I was definitely not really looking for any good trades or any potential trades at this end. It pushes into the close. So kind of how I saw the day. Another slow day, kind of carry over from last week, which is also kind of slow. Hopefully things pick up. I think tomorrow, if I look at the Forex Factory, just take a quick look. Forex Factory says probably the only thing that might be an impact on the charts or on the market would be, I guess, job openings, which come out at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard. So it'd be kind of like right here on this chart. So maybe we'll see something, maybe we won't. Maybe the Trump administration might announce something that causes the market get spooked. I'm not really sure, but yeah, hopefully that was helpful.